Hey everyone, so today we have the two-sum problem. It's the question of the day on LeetCode, and I think it's a good one to start with if you're just starting out on LeetCode or studying for interviews. So let's just jump right in. Given an array of integers nums and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. So what we want to find here are just two numbers that add up to the target and return their indices, right? So in example 1, we have 2 and 7, and those add up to 9, so we return 0 and 1. In example 2, remember we can't use the same element twice, so we can't say just 3 and 3, right? We have to use 2 and 4. Those indices are 1 and 2. Because it starts from 0, we're counting 0, 1, 2. And same thing in example 3. Some constraints, we're always going to have at least two numbers because we're always going to have exactly one solution. And this nums array could go up to 10,000, right? And the nums or the target can either be positive or negative. And that doesn't matter so much, but it's a good thing to know too. So the way we're going to solve this is by using a hash map. So basically we use it to store what we've seen so far and later recall if we've seen that particular number. Okay, so for the first example, we're going to say, okay, we're at 2 and the missing number is 7. How do we know that? Because the target minus the current number is 7. So we're going to ask the map, have we seen 7 before? It's going to say no. And so we just want to add this current number and its index to the map in case we later do see 7 and then we recall that, okay, we've seen the 7's pair before. So we're just going to return those indices. And that's pretty much all we need to do. So let's start writing this. So let map equal new map. And that's in this is in JavaScript. And then we're going to just loop through this array starting at 0 until the end of this array and increment it each time because we're checking each value until we find our missing value, right? And so we're going to say num1 equal nums at I. And then we're going to say num2, the number we're looking for, remember, is going to be the target minus num1. And now is where we're going to ask the map if it has this num2. And now we're just going to return an array with the first index and the index of the second number. So we're going to ask the map to get us that second number's index, right? Because we store the number and its index. If we haven't seen it, then we're just going to set it in the map, the first number, the current number that we're at, and its index. That way we can recall it later and have the map return it to us in case we find the other pair, right? So let's just run this. Awesome, it works. Also, so the time complexity here will be O of n, just because we are looping through each number, and in the worst case, we're going to be looping through 10,000 numbers. In this example, if 7 is at the end of this array and this array has 10,000 numbers, we're going to have to loop through the whole thing before we reach that pair, right? And then the space complexity in that case would also be O of n. So this solution also has space complexity O of n, because in the worst case, we will have to store 10,000 numbers. So even though maps offer fast lookup time, we're kind of giving up memory as we increase the set of numbers, right? So yeah, if you guys like this, please like and comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.